Hello, everyone. We are here, we are live, and this is the conversation about Blessing of the Energy Centers 2, creating the symbols. This is a 30-minute conversation. It will be recorded, and I appreciate everyone that is here live, and feel free to type in questions. The intention is to make this interactive and that you walk away today with your symbols, or at least a plan for you to have the symbols as you walk into your practice of Blessing of Energy Centers 2. If you have never done it before, what you will experience is that as we move through the energy centers at Dr. Joe's, explanation, we will bring to mind our individual symbols that represent for us what our intention is with each one of our energy centers. So again, this is interactive. Thank you so much. I see you coming live. Know that I have prepared what Dr. Joe has described in the explanation, and you have access to that as well. It is about a 30-minute conversation from Dr. Joe. I've reduced it to a few prompts here for our conversation, so that to make it a little bit more digestible, and put it in different words, and also add from your expertise and from your questions. So what I will start off with is that this is a super exciting meditation, because we are shifting, we are changing. The intention is to put our energy with the, using the divergent and the convergent focus. So that is like focusing on an energy center and then focusing around it, having those two focuses, and instructing matter, which is, our body, our physiology, to a different energy, to a new energy. So each symbol is really important, that that we create something that is meaningful to us, only to us. So I have made several over the years, and they change according to our intentions. So, but I find it extremely exciting that we, with our intention, with our will, with our own unique instructions, and our focus, what we're doing is we are creating a shift, a change. I was going to end with this, but I really actually want to start with this. In his description, he talks about how Einstein says that the field is the sole governing agent of the particle, and it is the field that controls matter. We influence the field. So this is what we're doing in this meditation. We are influencing our matter, the particle, with our energy, with new energy. So the symbols are going to be imbued with the energy that we assign to it. We assigned the meaning to each one of those symbols. So certainly it's going to be so crucial that this is an independent practice. All of us have different needs, where we're at emotionally, physically. So each symbol and the area that what it represents, and the part of the body where it's at, will have an influence, because as we know, every energy center has its own mini brain, or its own consciousness, its own energy. So as we can focus on each one and communicate with each one, with new energy, with new instructions, we're changing matter. So that is the overall premise. And the more knowledge we have, as Dr. Joe always says, the more prepared we are to know what we're doing. So that's the intention with this, is that we are more conscious about, okay, as I'm sitting in meditation and as I'm moving through each energy center, I know that my intention is extremely powerful, and that we each have the ability to shift the energy in each center. So I want to elaborate a little bit more on the convergent focus and the divergent focus that Dr. Joe always instructs us. Is the convergent focus is the attention in the narrow focus, the focus on the matter, and or the particle, and so knowing where each center is extremely important. Believe it or not, I at the beginning would get them confused of whereabouts is it. So that, I think, when you draw your picture, and well, this is an example of mine, but in this one, it just really helps to have your piece of paper, something handy, something that works for you, where we do the thinking beforehand, and we know where each center is. So I will, in this chat or in this live, I will add some references for us to know where they are. It just is so helpful, I find it, just to remember exactly where they are and how many are they, because in this meditation we have 8 energy centers, and some people only are know that there's 7. Where is the 8th one? So we're going to go through that just now and just remember where they're at. So that's the convergent focus, is that, okay, exactly where is that energy center located? That's the convergent focus. That's the particle. That is matter. And then with the divergent focus, we expand the vision. We expand our intention to focus on the energy around the energy center, and that is our divergent focus. So it's becoming aware of the energy and the frequency that we are intending with our symbol. And so in that shift that we do as we meditate in each energy center, where we are shifting from the divergent focus to the convergent focus. And I guess each one of us has that our own way of doing that. It should just as we practice more and more come easier, and I guess it could change over the time. The different intentions that we have, the symbols that we place on each one will change according to our own individual needs. So any questions, by the way? So just feel free. That, as I said, I want to make this interactive, but I can also just go through what I have prepared, which again is taking on from the explanation from Dr. Joe and making this more available, making us more conscious, hopefully inspiring you to create your own and have it handy, so that when we are practicing, you have your intentions, and it's clarity that brings more of that, the power of that intention. So I'm going to just read here from my notes that say, the autonomic nervous system can begin to draw from each frequency which carries these instructions. And once it gets the instructions, it knows exactly what it's supposed to do. And that is automatically, use of that energy, carrying those instructions to create more balance and order. So again, the instructions that we give it, through the meaning that we assign to each of the symbols, is what is going to create that instruction, that shift, that change. And so when we are, I believe, when we are moving from being able to get into this place of getting beyond the analytical mind, we're getting into a different brainwave frequency that gets us into there's a place where Dr. Joe explains that we're getting into the autonomic nervous system, like software, so to speak. So the analytical mind probably is not, believing that we can do this, because it wants to, it just doesn't have that capacity. But when we move beyond the analytical mind and we move on to this other higher, wiser part of ourselves, and we give it instructions, then that is where we're shifting matter. We're creating, we are giving the instructions to the energy field to change to what we want, what we desire. So what we desire, the outcome that each symbol represents, really needs to have that elevated emotion. And that's where it gets super exciting, because we get to create what that is. And I find this just so incredibly exciting. And because it's, we can begin to play a little bit. The analytical brain does not have a place in this. We are really getting creative. We're getting very in tune with our needs, and making up what we want to create in each one of our centers. So just to kind of give some examples of what we can create, let's see, we have, our energy center number 1. It's the perineum, the root. That's our first energy center. So for that one, that is the center of what? Reproduction. It is where a lot, if you have practiced the breath from Dr. Joe, we start in that energy center and create this really intense energy that then moves through the spine. So that is, I know that Dr. Joe has mentioned that is what he assigns the meaning there in the caduceus is what he uses to move energy up towards the brain. But that is his intention. So the caduceus is one symbol, but it could be so many symbols. It could be the yin and the yang. It could be, for me and personally, it will be water. Water is really significant, important for me, as it represents for me creativity and also flow. Yes, because we choose it, Liven. That is true. We choose. And so that is energy center 1. Energy center number 2, which is the sacral, or also behind the belly and slightly below it. What could be a symbol that you place there? For me, this is also the center of creativity. That is very important for me at this moment. So I'm going to place a light bulb. That's, and I guess what I want to elaborate, is that really what I've been trying to get to right now is that each one of our symbols that we take the time to elaborate on them for ourselves. So the light bulb for me, what does that really mean? And if I can identify the signature frequency of that means for me, and I could maybe write it down here, because that works for me. I like to see it. I like to have thought about it. I like to have a note here so that when I practice, I don't have to do the thinking in the moment. I can activate that feeling, that frequency, those instructions. So again, there are 8 of them. So we're going to have to come up with 8 symbols, and each one is going to be assigned your instructions, your meaning. So it is a good use of time to prepare beforehand, before the meditation, to really have honed in each one of your symbols, each one of the frequencies, the instructions that you want to assign to each one of your energy centers. Okay, so moving up, the energy center 3, or the pit of our gut, or also the solar plexus. For me, it's going to be Wonder Woman. I like the symbol of that shield. I love it. It means a lot to me right now. So that's, and that's an easy one for me. I know it, I feel it, and when I activate it, it makes me excited. It makes me want to fly. So what is it for you? Number 3. Number 4, we've got, you know what? Moving back to 3, as you see, that's one that's really exciting for me. I have another symbol as well. Maybe I could add the Wonder Woman with a horse. I love a galloping horse, just so powerful. The will, the empowerment. Number 4 is the heart. So many meanings that we could bring it on to the heart. It is, the flame, the soul awakening, love, connection, not being guarded, having beautiful relationships. And what symbol can you assign to that one that could give you that feeling? Yes, Vicky, you will be able to rewatch this. It'll be recorded, and I can make it available to all of us here. And then so the throat, moving up to the 5th energy center, the throat. So what is it that you need to, in the expression? Obviously, it's the center of expression, of communication. I know there are so many other, each energy center is its own almost like world. And, the thyroid, the throat, it's just, what is it for you right now that would be a symbol that could, support you in your growth, in your expansion, in your healing right now? And on a side note, you can ask your heart for guidance as to what each individual other energy center needs. Use your heart guidance, your intuition, to help you recognize maybe what it is that you may not be fully aware of that you actually need. So really we can make this this meditation like its own, it's like your own medicine. Like you are really, we can take this up so many notches to really create within yourself, like being yourself, magician, your doctor, like you're creating within yourself what you need, and your heart will guide you as to what is it maybe that you're not fully recognizing or aware of. So allow your intuitive guidance to help you with the symbols, and try not to get the analytical brain involved, because then you might not get really what is true truly what you need right now. Energy center number 6, our third eye, the pineal gland. It's between the back of the head and the back of the throat. This is one that I would get confused at times, like where is that one? Because there's 2. Then we have the energy center 7, which is a crown, the pituitary gland. But back to the 6th, which is the pineal gland. That we love so much, and that's another beautiful meditation that we practice here in the Coherence Meditation Gym. Side note to keep looking at when we're going to be practicing those. We practice 4 times a month, mostly, unless there's some scheduling conflict. But we that is one of a very popular one, and the pineal gland meditation. So that one is, that alchemist, the all-seeing eye. What symbol can you place there that you are wanting to have as your reference? Like, what is it that you desire? For me personally, is that third eye, that the ability to see beyond the veil, the ability to access more of my innate abilities that we all have, like the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, like the telepathy, and oh my goodness, things that I don't know, So that's energy center 6. The energy center 7 is the pituitary gland, the crown chakra. The master gland is also called. I love the hearts coming out there. So what symbol would it be for you? For me, I'm placing the lotus. Is it enlightenment for you? Is it the what is it for you? And again, remember to really feel it and let your heart guide you. But the feeling is what we are recreating and doing right now. We're doing the thinking beforehand. And then we've got our last one is our energy center 8th, which is about 16 inches or 34 centimeters above the head, which is also known as like the door to the cosmos, being able to receive cosmic energy. The door, I know Dr. Joe mentions the door, and I've experienced personally that door in a retreat. So I had to insert that in here, but because it's, that what keeps you coming back to this work is the fascination of like, what else can I discover now? And really like the 8th energy center is really something that I've personally experienced, and just it really humbles and sees like how much there is available to us, that with focus we can get there, and we can access so much more. And so it's a super exciting one. For that one, I have placed a whirlpool of information flowing in through this energy center. All right, well, it is almost the time. I just want to wrap up, and let's see if I have any other questions. Yes, I hope this is meaningful as to you. I hope that you take away if you could just draw your body. It took me a few attempts to get to that one because I wanted to get enough space to draw my symbols in between. But have this as your guide next to you when you practice blessing of energy centers too, so that you already are prompted by your own self to what it is that you need right now, to create that in your symbol instruct matter. I just want to see if there's any other thing that I had written down here to share. Okay, yeah. Just how each individual energy center has its own level of consciousness, has its own hormones, has their own chemicals, those neurons, those mini brains. And as we focus our energy there, we are activating those energy centers and producing a level of mind. And we are giving it specific frequency with specific instructions. So those instructions is what we're actually creating. Hopefully with this video, you take the time to create those feelings, those symbols, maybe write some words, and make it, customize it for you. Customize it for what your heart is telling you that each energy center for you needs right now. All right, friends, I love being with you. I'm excited to meditate with you to this meditation on Saturday. How do you turn around in the middle of the meditation? Turn around. Can you elaborate on that, Claudia? In the middle of the meditation, how do you turn around? I wonder if you're saying, how do we shift from energy center to energy center? If that is what, thank you, Diane. So I know that in the meditation, Dr. Joe, there's a bell that, in 6, 5, 6, how do you turn around in the pineal gland? I'm still not sure what you mean by turning around. But regardless, I think that our imagination, our intuition is just so powerful in the pineal gland. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Claudia. That we can use the intelligence of each energy center to guide us, and again, like it is, as you see, this is a really creative process. We're drawing pictures, but we're also using our focus and our attention to imbue each energy center with a new energy, and so it is our imagination. So I think that, and our intuition, we're geniuses, right? We're wise people that, I think that when we allow ourselves to be guided and to not get caught up, in that analytical brain, I think is a very wise thing for us to do, and to allow the intelligence that already lives within us to be, woken up, to be to guide us. I hope that makes sense, Claudia. I hope that answers your question. Thanks for the I love the feedback. Thank you. All right, everyone. Well, this will be available for you here, and I am also able to share it. I'll be putting it into a YouTube private one so that I can send it to you as you request it. But feel free to now RSVP for Saturday, which is our meditation on this Blessing of Energy Center 2. And and I'm excited to be with you and to join our intention and to meditate together. Oh, Levin, it's nice Nice to be with you. I'm glad you were here live. Bye, everyone. Silvia, Claudia, Diane, Vicky. Great to see you, Lish. Okay, bye for now. See you soon.